This is part one of my mecha yin yang story. Alright, before a beginning or end existed, there was strewn about dimensions and endless voids. Within one of the random dimensions was a large table with a board layered over it, surrounded by thousands of machine gods. The board layer was a project of reality called the Mortal Board Realm. War had been fought over what information is allowed on the board for fear of danger they could not control. Metal shards would occasionally fall to the board from their violent war, and each time the machines agreed to edit those parts of reality away, since the metal could potentially make whatever life is on the board go insane. On a rather vacant side of the table, there was a lone god machine working with their own experiment on the mortal board, creating consciousness of opposing forces, that of yin and yang. The god machine created a bubble surrounding its work so it wouldn't leak to the rest of the board. To the god machines, yin and yang were 6 feet in front of each other, but to any mortal watching, it was an endless, unperceivable distance from each other the whole time. On one side of the bubble, there was a voice that echoed I, and on the other side mimicked the same word, echoing I, until these voices finally collided into each other, a massive explosion bleaching the nothingness in the bubble, forming a bright sphere of concentrated energy. The god machine flinched like they added chemicals they shouldn't have mixed together, but it didn't make a sound, not even a rumble on the board. Within the light, a energy platform was radiating a silhouette of two towers that face each other, eyes all over both of them in a close position until entities phased from the towers, glaring at each other, which caused the organic eyes on the towers to slop open. 1 million entities each came out of the towers, which phased its 1 million into one entity, as the other did the same. Yin, who was the concept of good, was the first to instigate the first strike, while Yang looked up beyond past the bubble barrier, sensing someone watching, waiting, and judging what they do, causing evil not to want to fight. The lone god machine programmed the origins of yin and yang to have the opposite behaviors, as in evil's first words being, "We don't have to do this," implying passivity, while good's words were, "Yes, we do," as a bright sword slides out of its wrist, evil closing its eyes, not wanting to fight back. As good charged evil with the sword, evil's eyes snapped open, releasing energy that good fell through like a tunnel. Good slicing in the dark until a hand touches the shoulder of the combined million version of good. "Please, this is not necessary," evil appeared behind good. "Release me from this trap," good demanded. But good didn't wait, as they exploded the mental trap, throwing evil a few distance away, causing evil to split up into millions. Evil sighs as it looks ominously at good, who floats, sinking more blades from its body to attack evil with. The swords extend like snails towards each copy. No, sorry. The swords extend like snakes towards each copy of evil, about to impale each. But evil had thought long and hard, as if everything was in slow-mo. "Maybe we should fight back." Each of evil's clones had an arm glob out of their chests where the swords were going to impale, swords shining in their hands to deflect each of Good's weapons. The intense clash causing the eyes of the towers to pulse blindingly, the split up evil joining into one with both of their blades still striking madly. Their blades shedding swirling shards that engulfs them into a conceptual battle pose of two snake Ouroboros devouring each other in a 50-50 standstill. The pulsing, flashing eyes open up as mouths in the pupils shooting out black and white electricity, pushing out shapeless hot and cooling forms which spread out around the towers and the good and evil snakes spinning around. The shapeless forms turning into each a universe until it was a multiverse being birthed from good and evil's fight. So this is our meaning, Evil questioned in their duel. From their perspective, the blades were red hot, Evil still in a thoughtful slow-mo as it sees the multiverse shining above them like stars. So our battle creates? Is it our responsibility? Evil finished saying to themselves, but Good just saw mumbling and didn't care what was happening in the background. The two snake Ouroboros projected Good and Evil into the multiverse, which made the God Machine raise its brow, looking up from the board to other machines, who gave the lone machine a look of suspicion after seeing one glimmer of light flicker, getting their attention. What seems to be the meaning of this? Another God Machine curiously says, sliding next to him to see what's going on. And without anyone seeing, the lone God Machine stirred his finger in the air, changing reality on the board very casually, like changing a channel. I was thinking of creating something we could use in the next coming battle. I want to call it Yin Yang, in honor of our people's great works of the past. The machine who rocked over hid a gasp, holding back their bias as the lone God Machine continued. And to our ancestors.